Look, in biology there's this idea called the Great Filter. Basically, it's the wall that stops civilizations from leveling up, like the thing that kills them before they can evolve. And for us, for humanity, they keep saying that wall is AI. The singularity. You've heard it a million times. It's coming. It's inevitable. We just need better code, bigger models, faster chips, and boom, Skynet, or utopia, depending on who you ask. But here's the thing nobody's talking about. They're obsessed with the software. They're completely ignoring the physics. So for the last 50 years, we've been in what you could call the silicon age, right? Silicon is great. It thinks, it processes, but it doesn't move energy. And now we're shifting into something different. I call it the conductivity age. And in this new world, it doesn't matter how good your code is if you can't physically move the electron that runs it. Wall Street's out here saying AI is going to be a $100 trillion industry. Cool. Great. But they've built this whole thing on copper. And copper's starting to fall apart. And I'm not here to sell you on some metal. I'm not a gold bug or whatever. I'm just trying to show you what's actually happening. The math, the physics, the cliff we're about to drive off. And spoiler, the only way across that cliff is silver. Okay, so let me explain why copper's dying. You know how when you push electricity through a wire, the wire kind of fights back? That's resistance, and resistance makes heat. It's called joule heating. Basic physics stuff. Now in your phone or your laptop, that heat is nothing. Who cares? But in an AI data center, dude, it's insane. NVIDIA's new Blackwell chips use 1,200 watts each. A single server rack is pulling like 120 kilowatts. That's not a computer. That's basically a small factory. And at that level, copper wiring isn't really conducting anymore. It's just heating up. You're spending more energy cooling the wires than actually running the AI. It's ridiculous. So here's where silver comes in. Silver is about 7% more conductive than copper. And I know, 7% sounds like nothing. And yeah, for normal stuff, it is nothing. But when you're talking about data centers burning through gigawatts of power, that 7% is everything. It's the difference between making money and literally melting your infrastructure. The industry knows this, by the way. They're already quietly switching from copper to silver-plated copper. And eventually, they'll go full silver. Not because they want to, silver's expensive, but because physics doesn't care what's cheap. Okay, but here's where it gets crazy. If AI was the only thing eating up silver, maybe we'd be fine. Maybe. But that's not how the world works. Problems like to show up together. While AI is demanding silver for conductivity, the energy sector is about to demand a ton of it for batteries. For years, all the analysts priced silver based on regular lithium-ion batteries, and those barely use any silver, so they thought we were good. But they missed the whole solid-state battery thing. Samsung, Toyota, CATL, all the big players, they're going all in on solid state, and honestly, it makes sense. These batteries don't catch fire, and they charge in like 9 minutes. Game changer. But here's the catch. Solid-state batteries need this silver-carbon composite layer, and they need a lot of it. A regular EV uses maybe 25 grams of silver. A solid-state EV, up to a kilogram. That's 1,000 grams per car. Let me just do the quick math here. The world mines about 26,000 metric tons of silver a year. If even 20% of EVs switch to solid state by 2028, that's 16,000 tons of silver. Just for cars, that's like 60% of everything we dig out of the ground, gone. Before we make a single solar panel, before a single missile, before a single AI chip gets connected. You see the problem, right? Something's gotta give. And you might be thinking, okay, well just mine more silver then. Yeah, I wish. Here's the thing about silver that most people don't get. Silver is basically a ghost. 72% of the silver we get isn't even mined on purpose. It's a byproduct. Like, miners are digging for copper or zinc or lead, and they just happen to find some silver along the way. So even if silver shot up to $200 tomorrow, a copper miner can't just flip a switch and produce more silver. They're stuck with whatever geology they're working with, and it gets worse. We haven't found a major new silver deposit in over a decade, and the ore grades, like how much silver you actually get per ton of rock, have dropped by half since 2005. We're working way harder to get way less. Meanwhile, the vaults in London and New York have been draining for 4 years straight trying to cover the gap. But vaults run out eventually, and the math says we're looking at 18 to 24 months before they hit empty. So then why is silver still like $30? Because there's two completely different markets happening right now. In the West, New York, London, silver is basically just a number on a screen. Banks trade paper contracts back and forth. They're trading like 100 times more silver than actually exists. It's all fake supply. But in the East, Shanghai, Mumbai, they're not playing that game. They're buying actual metal, taking delivery, melting it down to build stuff. And get this, China is already paying 10 to 15% more than the Western price for physical silver. Why? Because they know the paper market is a joke. What's happening right now is honestly wild. The West is keeping prices low to protect the dollar or whatever, and the East is using those low prices to just drain all our silver. It's like the biggest wealth transfer ever, and nobody's paying attention. But here's the thing, you can't keep the price fake when the shelves are actually empty. So what happens when we actually run out? It's not gonna be a bull market. It's gonna be a mess. At some point, maybe this year, maybe next, the big industrial buyers are gonna panic. Apple needs silver. Samsung needs silver. Lockheed Martin needs silver for missiles. And when they can't get it through normal channels, they're gonna bypass the whole paper market and just start bidding directly. Whatever it takes. And when that happens, the official price becomes meaningless. COMEX might say $30, but good luck finding an ounce for less than $100, maybe $200. Look, the AI boom is real. The energy transition is real. I'm not denying any of that. But everyone's acting like the stuff we need to build this future is infinite. And it's not. The big mistake, the $100 trillion mistake, is thinking you can just print money and the physical world will figure itself out. It doesn't work that way. Physics doesn't care about your stock portfolio. So I guess the only question is this. When the paper market finally breaks, when everyone realizes the supply isn't there, are you going to be stuck holding a receipt, or are you going to have the actual resource?